Depression is a ruthless thief. It robs its patients of their energy, friends, sleep, and happiness. If you are depressed, then you surely need this summary. In this summary, you will learn about beating depression using 6 steps. The goal of this book is to cure depression without medication. So, you will learn about changing your diet, connecting with your loved ones, doing fun activities, working out regularly, getting exposed to sunlight, and sleeping better. If you are tired of being controlled by your depression and you're ready to take some action towards healing, the 6 steps explained in this book will help you be depression-free in a few weeks. So, let's start your journey towards recovery. Many people think that fat is harmful to their health. However, research shows that fat is a vital part of our diet. It plays a key role in our growth, particularly in brain development. There are 2 main types of fat, omega-3 and omega-6. Both types work together to support the body and brain. For optimal health, a balanced intake of omega-3 and omega-6 in a 1-to-1 ratio is necessary. Historically, people hunted for their food. They consumed animals and plants rich in omega-3. Over time, the balance between these fats has shifted. Today, the ratio is 16-to-1, with omega-6 being the dominant fat in our diet. Our modern diet includes more wheat, rice, and corn, which are high in omega-6. We consume fewer greens and fish, leading to a low intake of omega-3. This imbalance in our diet has negative consequences. Omega-3 is crucial for combating depression. An experiment was conducted on a lab rat. You might think rats don't get depressed, but research indicates they do. A rat was placed in a bucket of water. It struggled to escape by climbing the slippery walls. After 10 minutes, the rat was exhausted and gave up. It could only keep its head above water to breathe. The next time it was placed in the bucket, it gave up after just 2 minutes, showing signs of depression. The researcher then gave the rat an antidepressant and repeated the test. This time, the rat continued to fight despite being tired and in pain. It showed no signs of depression. The researcher then provided the rat with omega-3. Omega-3 was just as effective in combating depression as the antidepressant. To fight depression, a balanced diet is key. If you consume a lot of omega-6 rich foods like rice, corn, and wheat, try to reduce your intake to balance your omega-3 and omega-6 levels. If reducing omega-6 is difficult, increase your omega-3 intake. Eat more fish and vegetables. This will lead to a healthier brain. With a healthier brain, you can overcome depression without medication. When something bad happens, do you often find yourself recalling all the similar bad things that have happened to you before? If so, you should know that you are not alone. This is a common human response to sad events. When something goes wrong, the brain tends to remember all the painful memories connected to the same event. For those with depression, this can be particularly harmful. Rumination is the act of replaying the same event over and over in our minds. When someone keeps replaying a sad event, they will soon feel depressed. They will also experience a lack of motivation to move or talk to others. So, this person will lock themselves in their room, avoid all human contact, and feel bad for days or even weeks. Rumination can trigger a depressive episode or prolonged depression for some individuals. To stop ruminating about sad memories, follow these 2 steps. First, raise your awareness of when you start ruminating and replaying sad memories in your mind. Write down whenever you notice yourself having sad thoughts to achieve this. Over time, your awareness will increase naturally. The second step is to redirect your emotions and focus on doing other things. If you're ruminating, just stand up and do something. Keep a list of activities you enjoy, choose one, and start doing it right away. By taking action, you redirect your mind to think about something other than the sad memories. Let's consider the example of Brenda. Brenda was a student of abnormal psychology. After graduation, Brenda started working as a psychologist. She was helping many patients, but soon noticed she was experiencing symptoms of depression herself. So, Brenda decided to visit her old teacher, the author of this book. Brenda told Stephen she was experiencing symptoms of depression and had stopped working to apply the lessons she learned in his class. Brenda told Stephen she started exercising for 45 minutes a day. She was eating omega-3 rich foods, going out more often, connecting with others, and sleeping better. But still, nothing seemed to cure her depression. Brenda was puzzled and didn't know what to do. Stephen asked Brenda if she remembered discussing rumination in his class. He explained that she might be constantly having sad thoughts, which could be why she was still feeling depressed. Brenda agreed and soon realized she was ruminating all day long. She told Stephen she often thought about losing her boyfriend, her job, people not liking her, or why her father forgot her birthday. Brenda had these sad thoughts even during simple activities like washing dishes. Brenda agreed that these negative thoughts always made her feel worse. But she was scared because she didn't know how to control her own mind. Stephen told her to take it easy because rumination is a habit, and like all bad habits, it takes hard work to change. After 3 weeks of being more aware of her rumination episodes and redirecting her negative thoughts to positive ones, Brenda overcame her depression. She was back at her office, working and living her normal life. If you suffer from rumination, all you need to do is stop thinking and just do something. Keep a list of fun activities you would like to do. Whenever you feel depressed or are thinking negative thoughts, get up and do something fun. When was the last time you engaged in regular exercise? Research shows that many people go through life without incorporating any form of exercise. There are always excuses for not working out. Some claim they are too busy, others say they are too weak, and some lack the motivation to exercise. Many have to work hard to pay the bills. These excuses hide the reality. Exercise is challenging. Historically, people got their exercise through daily activities like hunting for food. They didn't need to work out because their lifestyle was naturally active. This suggests we only use our energy for necessary activities. Working out isn't seen as a necessity, so when we try to exercise, our brain resists, seeing it as a waste of energy. Besides numerous benefits like lowering blood pressure, building strength, and reducing disease risk, exercise can also alleviate depression. To combat depression, you don't need hours of exercise daily. Regular walks, even for just half an hour, can be effective. To stay motivated, make exercise enjoyable. If you enjoy working out with friends, invite them to join you. Choose an activity you like. You can start with walking, hiking, or any activity you prefer. Set a regular schedule and stick to it. Consider the story of Alice. Alice battled depression for over 12 years. She tried therapy and medication, but nothing worked. By 61, she had lost hope of ever feeling better. Then she discovered Stephen's work and decided to give it a try. Stephen advised Alice that exercise could help her depression. Alice decided to start walking. Stephen explained that for walking to be effective, it needed to be brisk and regular. He paired Alice with a trainer, and they began hiking together. Alice enjoyed the company and being outdoors. As walking became a habit, she invited her husband and friends to join her. After 3 months, Alice reported being 99% free of depression. Regular exercise improves physical health and can rewire the brain. For depression, just 30 minutes of walking daily can make a significant difference. Let there be light. Did you know that natural sunlight is 100 times brighter than all the lights you have at home? Experiencing sunlight every day is very important. If you don't go outside every day and expose your eyes to natural sunlight, you will hurt your brain and your body. Also, the lack of sunlight will affect your natural sleep cycle. Experiencing sunlight daily also reduces depression, and it helps you feel better all day long. Besides, by being outside, you are connecting more with people, which can also help cure depression. After a month of being depression-free, Callie was a mess. She visited Stephen's office, and as soon as he saw her eyes, Stephen realized that Callie had relapsed. Callie was a sports teacher. She was in her 20s, and she was having a hard time. Callie lived a happy life, and she didn't expect to be depressed again. She felt like she worked hard, but she was back where she started. A few months back, Callie visited Stephen because she saw an ad in a newspaper about his clinic. She suffered from depression, and her motivation to get better was exceptional. She did anything and everything Stephen asked her to do. Callie started eating better. She started working out and being more connected with the people around her. In just a few weeks, Callie was depression-free. To see her back in his office, Stephen was puzzled. When Stephen asked Callie what was wrong, she said nothing had happened. However, Callie was finding it hard to sleep at night. She was always feeling bad and overeating. Stephen asked Callie about her previous episodes of depression. Callie explained that she had several episodes of depression, and all of them had happened either in December or January. So Stephen concluded that Callie suffered from depression because of the weather. It was winter, and the lack of sunlight was causing Callie to feel bad. Stephen grabbed a box of strong light that is similar to sunlight, and he gave it to Callie to take home. He asked her to stare at that light every day when she woke up. After a few days, Callie called, and she told Stephen that her sleep was better and she was feeling less depressed. If you are depressed, you should know that sunlight is necessary for your treatment. You don't need to be outside all day long. You just need 30 minutes each morning to help your body clock stay on track. By being active all day long, you can avoid rumination, which is one of the main causes of depression. Get connected. We thrive on human contact. Even babies, when left alone, start to cry. Humans are inherently social beings. As we grow, our need for human connections remains. Isolation for even a few days can make us feel anxious, stressed, and depressed. Historically, humans lived together for protection. Isolation was a significant risk. Today, being around people is still essential. While we no longer need each other to hunt, we need friends and family for support and happiness. Isolation is a major cause of depression. Many people now live in isolated homes, working remotely and missing out on sunlight and human interaction. Depression often makes us want to be alone to recover. This is a normal response for many illnesses, but with depression, isolation worsens the condition. If you're feeling depressed, invite friends over for dinner and stay connected. Resist the urge to isolate and keep loved ones close for support. Jamie was in her 40s and she was a real estate agent. She was depressed and attending a class led by the author. Stephen suggested that connecting with friends could help cure depression. Jamie was hesitant when she heard this. She was too shy to call her best friend Deb. She wanted to ask Deb for support despite weeks of no contact. Once they started talking, Jamie explained her depression to Deb and why she had been isolating herself. Jamie was surprised by Deb's understanding reaction. Deb assured Jamie of her support. They agreed to clear time in their schedules to meet weekly for lunch or go to karaoke. Jamie told Deb it was hard for her to initiate calls. She asked Deb to take the lead in their social gatherings. Deb was willing to help Jamie in any way. Asking for help may seem difficult at first, but you'll feel better after trying. Habits of healthy sleep. Sleep is essential for building a healthy brain and body. When we sleep, our bodies and brains are doing their best to repair any damages done during the day. Sleep is also the time for storing information. If you don't sleep just for a few nights, you will start to notice some side effects, including mood changes, lack of concentration, less energy, and more sickness. Sleep deprivation is also a cause of depression. By following the steps mentioned in the previous chapters, you can sleep better at night. For example, exposure to sunlight and doing regular exercise can help you sleep for longer hours during the night. Research concluded that most people need at least 8 hours of sleep every night. Some people claim that they can function during the day just fine with having 6 hours of sleep, but their consumption of coffee is proof that they are still sleep deprived. If you are depressed, then you need to achieve at least 8 hours of sleep every night. To achieve this goal, you need to change your environment. Don't use your phone when you are in bed and don't keep the lights on. You should also avoid drinking coffee in the afternoon. People who suffer from depression usually find it difficult to sleep for 8 hours a night. An example of this case is Stacy. Stacy was a businesswoman who didn't have much free time on her hands. When she was asked to sleep for 8 hours a night, she responded that this was an impossible goal. Stacy explained that she had too much work to do during the day and she couldn't afford to sleep more than 6 hours. Stephen tried to remind Stacy that if she would not sleep 8 hours a night, her depression would never be cured, but Stacy was stubborn. So, Stephen tried to convince her using another argument. He explained to Stacy that if she slept 8 hours a night, she would be able to focus more and get more things done faster. Stacy was interested in the idea, and she decided to sleep up to 8 hours for 2 weeks. After 1 week of her experiment, Stephen asked Stacy about the results. Stacy was happy, and even her husband noticed her change. She was now happier, more organized, more focused, and less irritable. She now considers sleeping 8 hours a night a necessity. If you try to sleep 8 hours a night just for 2 weeks, you will notice a huge change. Just like Stacy did, your concentration will be better, you will be happier, and you will get more things done. And if you apply the steps mentioned in the previous chapters and sleep better, you will feel less depressed each day until you are completely depression-free. Conclusion: depression is one of the most common challenges people face today. Due to the changes in our daily lives, people have become more depressed than ever. In this video, we discussed 6 main strategies to combat depression without medication. First, you can reduce anxiety and depression by changing your diet. Increasing your intake of omega-3 is crucial for your healing process. Second, whenever you feel depressed and lazy, try to push yourself to do something. Keep a list of enjoyable activities and get yourself to move whenever you are feeling down. Third, work out regularly, even for a few minutes a day. Exercise is vital for your happiness. Fourth, get exposed to sunlight in the morning and during the day to keep your energy levels high. Fifth, even if you feel like being alone, try to stay connected with your close friends and family members. Connecting with other people will help you feel less alone and less sad. Finally, by sleeping 8 hours a night, you are helping your body recover while you sleep. If you can't sleep 8 hours a night, you will never be able to be depression-free, even if you apply the previous steps. So, even if you are busy, prioritize sleep, and your life will change forever. The 6 steps mentioned above are the keys to beating depression without medication. If you find it difficult to change, you might ask for help from your therapist, family, or friends. Remember, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be depression-free.